Hello and welcome to another one of D's ADD videos. Today we're going to be discussing library functions and transformation rules. These are basically some functions that you're going to need to memorize, some functions that you'll deal with often. So just take the time to memorize these. Y equals x is a straight line. I promise you that's a straight line. That's about 45 degrees from the x-axis or y-axis. Y equals x squared probably should be familiar with that one. Then we have y equals the square root of x, cube root of x. Just basic shapes is what we're looking for. Like technically, what layer is that? That's layer 3. This one right here. Misbehaving. Technically layer 3, we shouldn't be reaching 2 until we get to 4, right? So it should look more like this. Oh, wrong color. Something like that. And then the cube root of x, kind of S-looking thing, absolute value of x. Okay. Then we have 1 over x. Right. These are all functions you're going to need to memorize. That's also x to the 1/2. X to the 1/3. Absolute value of x. 1 over x. And this one's the greatest integer function. Basically the way this works is it's -4 on your y value when x is -4, but the moment that x becomes -3, it jumps up from -4 to -3. And it's -3 until x remains -3, but the moment that x becomes -2, it jumps up to -2, so forth. Okay? So with these basic functions, there are some transformation rules that could be applied. So if I had something like this, and I had square root of x, for instance, plus 4. Well, you would start at 4 and you would draw that basic shape of that, which is the graph of the square root of x. Because the plus units move them up plus units, plus c units. So whatever the c value is, then you move it up that many units. In this case, c was 4. If it was minus 3, whatever, same concept. Okay. Now, if it's inside the parentheses, what I tell people to do is don't just use the opposite rule. A lot of people have used the opposite rule, and it works most of the time, but it doesn't whenever the coefficient of x is -1. So what I do is tell people solve for x, set it equal to 0, solve for x, and if your answer is positive, move that many units to the right. If your answer is negative, move that many units to the left. Okay? So for instance, if I had something like this, let's look at this example, y equals root x minus 4. In this scenario, yeah, it would work opposite rule. So minus 4, if I set that equal to 0, and add 4 to both sides, I get x equals 4. So what that tells me is what once was 0 is now at 4. So I would graph starting at the x value of 4 and put